Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and a really common question I've seen recently is, should you even waste your time right now on Cyndaquils or Typhlosions for your gym rerun team when Johto is so close to coming out and Cyndaquil prices might tank? The answer to this question is simply yes, it is absolutely still worth your time. You should absolutely get a Typhlosion ASAP. The faster you start doing gym reruns, the better, because they are so good and you make so much more money. Now, I'll get into why, and we'll start crunching some numbers today. Essentially, people's main concern when they ask this question is, hey, I don't want to invest in a Pokemon and then it become much cheaper very soon. And the reality is, the amount that Cyndaquil will become cheaper once Johto is released is pretty minimal. Right now, the base price of any Cyndaquil is somewhere around 20k. It's been around 18 to 22k for quite a while now. Now, if we compare it to something like Squirtle or something like Charmander, Squirtle's tanked significantly down to 2k. But let's look at Charmander, stuff like that. Usually, this is also quite low. Usually, this is a bad example for this video. Usually, these starters will sit anywhere between 4 to 8k, maybe 4 to 10k. Here we see Snivy at around 4k. Seems like a lot of them are really cheap right now for whatever specific reason, but Tepig's always a really cheap one. Even that's at like 5k or so. A lot of these starters will end up being around 4 to 10k. Now, in my opinion, when Johto is released and once you can actually farm Cyndaquils outside of the Safari Zone in the actual Johto region, I think that Cyndaquils will probably tank down to like 6 to 10k. They're not going to tank down to like a meaningless amount of money. You still need to pop lures to farm them, and you still need to spend time catching them, and they're still going to be a pretty rare encounter. A lot of these Pokemon really do keep their base prices. Let's check stuff like Trico as well. There's a lot of Pokemon like this that will keep it. Okay, terrible time to record this video. People posting these minutes ago, but you get my point. Usually the price range is 6 to 10k. And what it really comes down to is the fact that even if you save the entire price of the Cyndaquil, let's say that you saved 20k Pokeyen per Cyndaquil, that's 40k Pokeyen saved, calculated in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things when you're making 300,000 Pokeyen minimum a day doing gym runs. You can make anywhere from like 200 to 400,000, but really anyone with all 4 regions done at least should be making 300k. Even if you only have a couple regions done, you can easily make 150 to 200k Pokeyen per hour, which is super solid. So in the grand scheme of things, waiting on Cyndaquils, waiting to make those Typhlosions, it's just going to end up losing you more profit, because even if you squeeze in that one extra gym run on the day, if Johto comes out later that day, it's still going to be worth it. You're still going to make profit. It's still going to be worth your time to go ahead and get those Typhlosions made ASAP. Let's go ahead and check the price of a 2x31 Cyndaquil, not worrying about nature. Usually a 2x31 Pokemon of an undesired species will usually be around 40k. Now a 2x31 of a desired species is usually around 60k. So once again, Cyndaquils are around 75k to 80k because you factor in that base price. So once again, you might be spending like 20k Pokeyen extra per Cyndaquil, and once again, it's just super worth it to go ahead and not worry about that. Get those gym runs in ASAP. Let's go ahead and actually compare Cyndaquil to Garchomp or Gible. Let's do 31 attack and 31 speed for this. Let's go over to Gible and see what prices are at right now. 52, 55, 60k. Like pretty comparable to Cyndaquil. These are even female, which is super nice. Pretty comparable when they don't have that insane base price. Gibbles and Garchomps and stuff don't nearly have the base price. Look at this, 2k a piece that Cyndaquils do, yet they still have a 60k base or price for the 2x31 because they're just really desirable. It's simple supply and demand, obviously, but it's the main thing is just the factor in of how much Pokeyen per time is what makes it worth for you to go ahead and get those Typhlosions now versus later. And I think for literally anyone, as long as you squeeze in one extra gym run, it's worth it. Now that's pretty much it, just a quick little ramble to show you guys and really make numbers of it and make visual representation of how worth it is to go ahead and just do your Typhlosions now, since you make so much money per day. Now we're going to go ahead and breed one for profit. So I'm going to pick up this Cyndaquil that I found on the GTL for 42k, 31 special attack. It even has 20 plus speed and mild nature. I could just buy this, turn it into a Typhlosion right now, and it already be a ready to go gym rerun Pokemon for 40k. Now, obviously, you'd have to spend a ton of time EV training and leveling it, so we're not going to worry about that. I'm going to go ahead and just breed a 31 speed onto it. We're even going to look for a breeder to match it that allows it to keep the defense stats as well. So we're going to attempt to high roll the HP and keep that defense above 20. So we're spending 42k for the Cyndaquil, 44k for the Ditto. That puts us at around 86k spent so far. Let's pop on an Everstone and a Brace. The reason this cost me so much specifically is because I did want to carry over the nature on the Cyndaquil. Mild is a totally good nature for Jimmy Run Typhlosions. You either want mild, rash, or modest. Your defenses don't really matter on a Jimmy Run Pokemon, even though I'm keeping to breed my defenses kind of just for fun. It kind of looks like a good aesthetic. Maybe someone could use this for a PvP Typhlosion if they really want to, but it's probably going to be better off just being a Gym Run guy. Also, I turbo high rolled the HP. Easy. Hey, thanks so much for watching until the very end of the video. I super appreciate that, and if your name is on this list, I appreciate you even more. Thank you so much for going above and beyond in supporting the channel, allowing me to stay full time, and trying to make the best PokeMMO content possible. Thanks again for watching.